Ever wonder how Bugs Bunny is able to bend the barrel of a shotgun? It's not an important detail, but you can't help but wonder. Anyways, I thought this would be fun to revisit one of my favorite animated shorts starring one of my favorite cartoon characters, as it seems appropriate to start 2015's first Shorty with a subject matter I've tackled in my first Shorty, Bugs Bunny and classical music. However, this short is more revered among animation fans, and for good reason. The short I'm looking at today is Rabbit of Seville, which we could all owe to being a lot of people's introduction to opera. The premise is simple, as is with most Bugs Bunny shorts. Elmer's hunting bugs, which results in a combination chase between the music of Rossini's overture to the Barber of Seville and wacky hijinks. While the premise is simple, the execution is what makes it memorable. It goes between Bugs playing the role of a barber, while continuing his traditional torture of Elmer Fudd. However, it goes seamlessly with the tune of Barber of Seville as it's being conducted on stage. Rather than do what most shorts would resort to, which is to make a similar cover to the tune rather than the specific one, legendary composer Carl Stalling managed to stay faithful to the original overture while keeping the timing down with the animation. This is part of why people owe this to being the introduction to classical music. Because it stays true to the spirit of the music and performance, it makes the complexity of opera understandable to a typical Looney Tunes short. I especially love how, like in most musical pieces, they have a pattern to their arrangement. Bugs begins playing the role as a barber, then goes to traditional Elmer hijinks, then back to being a barber, then back to Elmer hijinks, back to being a barber, and then finally ends with Elmer hijinks. You have to give them credit for not being like traditional Bugs Bunny shorts, which is that they have that part which fades to black before the next trap of shenanigans begin. It's all continuous to the tune of the music. Part of what I love about the character of Bugs Bunny is that he's a jerk, which sounds like a terrible reason to like him, but bear with me. He's a likable jerk you end up rooting for. While we always know he outsmarts the hunter, it's his smug demeanor and sometimes sheer dumb luck that make him such a smooth criminal. While it's Daffy more people empathize with since he has an arc that's fairly relatable, he started off as a star on top but resorted to second fiddle no matter how hard he tries, it's Bugs Bunny I end up loving, since he reaches that balance of trying really hard while not trying hard at all. If that makes any sense at all. Just look at how he starts off running away from Elmer. How would he have known to improvise bits like this for the next 7 minutes? It's qualities like that that probably justify why so many people love Deadpool. The fact that he's so unpredictable all while having a similar consistent shtick. For all my praising on this short, it's easy to say that it ends up being one of my personal favorites. Even from an animated standpoint, it has a lot of good filming techniques, such as these Dutch angles. It's a small detail that could have been ignored, but adds so much to the tone and style of the short. Again, this is a must-watch that you probably have seen already at a young age, but chances are, it's its timelessness that makes it still enjoyable through the ages. You know, like opera. See what I did there?